Morning, I wanted to share with you a presentation on the charity ad presentation. Some of you had some questions about it. So where I am, I'm in Miss Robillard's course. Doesn't matter what class period you're in. They all look the same. So I'm under materials, and I'm under the charity ad presentation folder. So it's under semester. Here, I even back up. How to get there. So you're going to go to materials for Miss Robillard. Semester 2. And then you are going to go all the way down to this charity ad presentation. All right, so you are just going to work your way through. This unit isn't very long. So your goal of this is to select a charity that you want to try to convince others to donate towards. And that's what essentially this is. So you're going to click on this charity ad individual planning guide. This is the sheet that you're going to be using all throughout. So let's take a look at this. So what you're going to do is you're trying to market. So you're a marketing team. You work for a company or you own a company and have been hired by a charity to create a presentation that convinces a group of do-gooders with deep pockets to donate money to their organization. Being a charity, they expect your presentation to fairly persuade the audience using emotion and research while avoiding the tactics commonly associated with advertising companies. Each charity is equally deserving of the money, but you need to prove why yours is more important. So what's at stake? There's so much. The winning charity of each hour will receive a real donation from Ms. Robillard. More importantly, the charity that earns the most money of all the classes will earn this opportunity to donate even more money to the charity as the cause of the Expedition Academy Charity Walk, which was scheduled for April 24th, tomorrow. But being that we are all at home, that's been postponed. So last year, the winning charity was able to actually donate over $500 to the charity. And that charity was named Save the Children. So it's real cool. So these are the learning targets that Ms. Robillard will be assessing you on: the lead, ending, organization, elaborations, craft, conventions, speaking, listening, which is the delivery. She has the time schedule of how you guys have been working through this. Hopefully you're not on day one. Hopefully you're a little past that. So the day one, you're asked to select a charity. You're actually asked to select two charities, like a backup. So you're going to go through these two links, which they provide. The first one gives the top 100 nonprofits according to that website. The other one I find a little bit more helpful because say you're interested in a specific topic. Maybe it's the environment. You could click on the left-hand side of the website. You can click on environment and it'll show you all the environmentally focused charities. So it's broken down into categories. So you are going to be writing what charity you would like to persuade, what charity you would like to use, and then why. What made you want to decide this? So she's saying cite some research. So actually go into their website. So once you find, say you picked American Red Cross, you want to go into that website and find some facts of why it's so important to donate towards the American Red Cross. Then you're going to do the same thing for your second choice. Pick the charity and then why. Find some actual data. That's what that cite that research. Day 2 and 3, you learned about ethos, pathos, and logos. So logos is more of the facts, the data. Pathos is more the emotional appeal. Ethos is the incredible appeal. So we want you to use all three types. And this is the craft learning. This is the showing Miss Robillard that you understand how to use craft, how to use your wording that will help convince people to vote for your charity. In day 4, you learned about rhetorical devices, which is the craft learning target still. So what you do is use the chart below to brainstorm examples of rhetorical devices that you could use to help make your ad memorable. You'll need to implement 2 of these devices to earn a proficient for craft learning target. So we need to have at least 2. So we have repetition. So maybe repeating the same thing. You really want to drill home some importance of why your charity is so important. Alliteration. or use of parallelism, or use a simile and metaphor. So some notes that Ms. Robillard put on the side here. Use repetition when you want to emphasize something really important. Use alliteration when you want to draw your audience attention to something. Also for description. Use parallelism. This works great when you want to list something, but every item in your list has to be super important. And using a simile or a comparison, so a simile or a metaphor, is when you want your reader to understand something that's foreign to them. So maybe a reader might not understand what your charity really truly does. So you have to make a comparison so that they can relate to it. In days 5 and 6, you learned about logical fallacies. And they could be bandwagon, slippery slope, hasty generalization, false cause and effect, begging the claim, circular reasoning, either or arguments. So these are all examples of logical fallacies. So she wants you to use the table below to come up with some improper appeals to emotion and errors in reasoning to show that you know not to use them in your ad campaign. You're going to click on this presentation to refresh your memory on each of these 7. You need to choose 3 examples. Day 7, you dealt with the lead learning target. She wants you to use this space below to actually write your lead, to grab your audience attention. This is where you're really going to sell, to grab them in, to show the importance of why your charity is the way it is. Day 8, you worked on the ending. And she wants you to type in here, write the ending to wrap up your main points and call the readers to take action. So you're going to restate why it's so important, but then what is the last step? How can they get involved with your organization? Is it donating money towards it? Is it volunteering? Is it calling your state representative? There's so many different things you can do for your action. What's the call to action? How can they get involved to make your organization better and help their cause? And then your presentation. This is to be completed during work time every day when your day's tasks are complete. This will be what and how you will present your argument and they're talking about in the library during class on March 22nd. Obviously, that's not you. Have to record yourself now. So after finalizing your outline, highlight the following elements. We want to prove that you have your ethos, pathos, and logos and rhetorical devices. So orange, purple, pink, blue, and green. That's where you're going to take directly from what you have up here. Just to make sure you have it, she color codes that. If you're missing the color, then you are missing that part in your paper or your presentation. When this outline is completed, show your teacher, then make note cards for each group member to use during your presentation. Be sure to use transitions for your presentation. So when she's talking about transitions, if we are going from one topic to another topic of importance of your charity, make sure you have some type of transition. So what you're going to do is copy and paste your lead that you did up here from day 7 down here. The next part, why does your charity need the donation? There's 3 main points in this. Reason 1, so we need to come up with 3 reasons why they need the money. So reason why your charity deserves a donation. What's some evidence from Ethos, Pathos, and Logos chart? And enter tab over to get lowercase letters. Okay. And then have some explanation. 3 sentences of explanation of why that evidence relates to your reason. Then you're going to do that for reason 2. So evidence is from your Ethos, Pathos, and Logos chart. And you're going to have your explanation. That's what this the lowercase a, b, and c is, all your explanation. Part C, what does your charity actually do with your donation? You can find this on the charity's website. So what are 3 things they possibly do? And then give some textual evidence or explanation about it. And then lastly, your ending, you can copy and paste your ending that you did right here under day 8. Your call to action, you can copy paste right here. And lastly, the print ad expectation to be completed after your presentation note cards. So finally, your job is to create a poster to accompany your presentation and persuade your audience when you're done presenting. This may be made on the provided construction paper or another method you have in mind, just check with your teacher first. Your print ad should have the following: the name of your charity, images relating to your charity, evidence of ethos, pathos, and logos, rhetorical device, your call to action, and the contact information. That could be the website or the email, the phone number of that organization. So, and this is all going to be done on a video. You're recording yourself on this. Now, if you don't want to be in front of the video, obviously it's going to dock some of your points because she's going to be looking for eye contact and those types of things. Maybe show yourself a little bit and then the presentation itself. But if you're scared behind the camera, this is a big project. This is a summative grade, so it's really important to be involved in getting this thing done. So that pretty much wraps up the charity project. And what you're going to do is, to get through and learn about each one of these, you are going to work your way through these folders. So here's the rhetorical appeals, the ending, using tone in your delivery, the power of visual aids, good and bad presentation skills. So it's rather short if you haven't started. So it's important. Everything is due tomorrow, Friday. So if you need some more assistance, please feel free to let me know or Mr. Thill know or Miss Robillard, and we'll get through it. So have a good day, guys.